Welcome back to episode 101 of Chill Hour Talks. God, we're still calling this. But yeah, honestly, I was actually quite afraid. I was quite procrastinatory on beginning this episode because, well, unbeknownst to people that don't live in my head, this is take two actually, and take one was actually it was like half a week ago, and it was on the critical ops, so you could sort of see what went wrong here, and yeah, found out terrible idea and got like just an hour in and wasted an hour trying to talk about disjointed stuff on critical ops. But honestly, I don't even think it was me focusing on the game. It's just that this week there's a bunch of disjointed stuff, so disjointed that I actually had to note down stuff like I used to. I always find myself in these situations when I have when I have like hard to commentate weeks, because sometimes there's just things that like there's a bunch of things that like link together and you're trying to transition through them when you're talking, but then you find out that you left something out and you have to go back and it's a bit awkward, and it's a terribly disjointed commentary, and you can't really do anything about that unless you note stuff down. And so I've actually done that this week, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to be doing that at some point in the future as well. But yeah, I was just saying in the last take at the beginning that, maybe, just maybe, I should maybe like make a change or something for another milestone, because, at my 50th episode milestone, I changed something there, and now I wouldn't even consider the episodes before episode 50, well, episode 51 really, because episode 50 was an absolute disaster. I wouldn't consider one before that, actual talks. I think these actually, why am I so pronunciationable today? It's so just pronounced, my pronunciation. Yeah, before then it just that didn't feel like I was talking about the right stuff. I really knew what I was talking about, and just didn't really feel like a wholesome weekly talk back then. But now, past episode 50, once I made the change to stop complaining, it's all been fantastic. I've been loving it ever since. And I don't know if I should make like another change. I mean, I'm not being forced to. Like, the talks as they are at the moment aren't like bad or anything. I just think, obligatory milestone change. Just my milestone traditions. Every single milestone I have to make like every 50 episodes I make completely different talks. It's just a good practice to make sure you're always on your feet. You're always never getting bored. So I don't know. Maybe I could like add in like editing from now on or something. I don't know if there's anything that I could make these talks better with. Yeah, editing does sound good though. Like sometimes I do like want to stress some different points of the talk, and sometimes I'd like to, I don't know, clip some stuff, or just whenever I'm like, well, in the last take of this video, just completely talking nonsense and not being able to articulate myself, I could just cut that part out and then cut to the part where because it does happen where I just like stop like responding for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and then afterwards I get a really good point which I go off on, and the middle part is awful. But then again, the whole reason I never really edited these is that they are an hour long, and I will have to comb through the entire thing to edit it. But I mean, saying that, like whenever I've had to like censor stuff out in the video, or just like parts where I like, yeah, well, that's really it, isn't it? When I show like some personal stuff on these videos, and I'm like, oh no, I have to edit it out now. It's not like watching through the whole thing to find that one bit, because I know exactly where it happens, and I could just go straight there and then fix it up. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we could employ something like that in future videos, but we'll see. Well, it doesn't really. It's like New Year's resolutions. It's pointlessly at a milestone, and I could just totally do it at any point. But I don't know. I'm being stupid. But yeah. Um. God, right. Time to refer to my. I want to talk about everything in chronological order. All right. I made a whole proper like intro, body paragraph, and conclusion for this. I really want to make this right, especially now that I've got the notes for it. I don't want to make a crappy talk even when I have the notes. That would just be a disaster. But yeah. Actually, before I go off, is there anything I want to talk about from the last video? I mean, yeah, the last video. I didn't really need to talk about because I did do the talk right after the whole montage was over, so it's not really anything to say about that. But yeah, I've done the deed. I've done the thing that I couldn't bring myself to do for the longest time. I impulse uninstalled again, this time being Clash of Clans and Pixel Gun. Yes, Pixel Gun is finally out of my life. Just kidding, it's on my phone now. Now for some reason I've decided to make Pixel Gun even harder to grind now and put it on my phone, which is just the dumbest idea I've ever had. Like, at this point, can I just stop grinding? Because like yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I tried to grind, or the day before, I tried to grind tournament on my phone, and it was just the worst experience ever. I don't know why now that I've moved it onto my phone. The original plan was to, yeah, okay, so now we just like use it passively, just open it to get my free currencies and stuff. But for some reason I still play. For some reason I still go into what's it, like the battle pass, and try to grind those challenges and stuff. And that's just the dumbest idea I've ever had. Like, I really just need to leave it there. And I mean, I have been AFK grinding. That's fine though, because that's what my phone was dedicated to the whole time anyway, and it never bothered me. But yeah, for some reason I still go on it, and I need to stop. I need to stop that immediately, because the thing is, it is profitable though. Like, grinding tournament does give me quite a bit, but the thing is, I can't even do it properly now. So like, it's just a waste of time. It's completely unnecessary for me to do. So yeah, I'll stop that. And Clash of Clans, I mean, I've never really the Clash of Clans wasn't that big of a problem. I just don't. It's too easy to open up on my iPad and just like go, oh, let's play some Clash of Clans, and then sit on there for like half an hour trying to make a base that results in nothing, because I constantly find myself base building when I just have no clue how to build bases, and I end up with 30 minutes wasted because I end up with nothing. I end up with nothing good. I just don't know how to build Clash of Clans bases. And it's easier now as well, because all I need to do is just upgrade stuff and farm and stuff on Clash of Clans. So it's good. I don't really need to spend much more time on that on my phone. So yeah, good for Clash of Clans, I guess. But right. The only issue is, which I haven't really had much issue with yet, but who knows, it is only the first week of uninstalling. I've left Minecraft, well, as I always do. I've left Minecraft, but I've also got Critical Ops. As I said at the beginning, that's when I reinstalled it, I think. No, actually, that's not when I reinstalled it. That was when I just thought. Oh wait, no, I talked about when I reinstalled it. I'm stupid. Okay, but yeah, yeah, I've left those, and Critical Ops might be the biggest offender in me moving to play stuff randomly, but it's not that big a deal, because I've not really been playing Pixagon. I've just been conditioned to say it for the past half a year, honestly. Just Pixagon. But yeah, I've never really I haven't gotten that much into Critical Ops, so it shouldn't really be a problem. If it does, I could totally just delete it. It's not like I'm not grinding stuff on there, basically. Like, I could totally just re-download it anytime, and then it'll be fine. Just some fun, I guess, whenever I'm like incredibly bored. But Minecraft, I'm not. That's just I'm that's like what is it? It's like it's got reservations on my iPad. It cannot be removed. So that hopefully shouldn't become a problem, because no, I don't think it's ever really been a problem when I when I impulse uninstall stuff. I don't like move, especially now because I have nothing really much to do on it. I mean, last night I did spend like half an hour on it, just like collecting music discs for no apparent reason till like 12 o'clock when I could have slept at like 11:30. But no problem because yeah, it shouldn't really happen that much. And today I could rest a bit because let me just check that. This is the problem with having notes, is that instead of thinking, I just have to make a pause just to check my notes. But yeah, the reason, well, the whole I'm able to sleep more today because for the rest of the week I'm working. Yeah, it seems I am actually gonna have to start editing now because, well, I mean, it's a bit inevitable because we just got interrupted a bit, just a little bit, but we could piece it together. It's fine. But yeah, no. I began working. It's been about a week, I think, a week and a half of working. It's actually not that much, but I'm working during regular school time. So this is like my first proper, like, I don't know. I don't know what difference it makes of me on holidays working and me supposed to be in school but working. I don't really know how that sort of relates, but I guess it's like sort of like a full-time thing now, I guess, but not really because I have the weekends and Wednesday off because I get to choose when I work because I work for my dad. So not quite actual working. I mean, you know where I work or who I work for. But yeah, I'm hoping to do that more now. I'm hoping to actually start working pretty regularly and yeah, basically just do work for maybe the rest of the year. And yeah, this is me starting. This is me beginning to work my first week of actual. Yeah, but the only problem is, well, I mean, it's not really that big a problem. Dad's like, he's not always, here. He's not always in the States. Sometimes he has to go off and get milk or something. And, but he has organized, one of his employees to just come pick me up if he's not here. So, yeah, I guess that's not really that big a problem. I'm not sure why I made it out to be like a a spanner in the works, but yeah, it's not been too awful. It's not been very bad. It is tiring, but that's mostly just because I guess I don't know. I put it down to me starting, but like I'm honestly like my body shouldn't be this like tired all the time. I think I've really conditioned my entire body to just like live sitting down because for the majority of the day I'm just literally sitting, and as soon as I go to work for like as soon as I stand for what like about like 3-4 hours, like that's just a point where my legs just give out and I can't, I don't have the ability anymore. It's no good. But I deal with it. It's I don't just like completely fall and lose the use of my legs. It's just really uncomfortable. And past 5, I really just can't do anything because I start at about or around 9 or 10, and work till most times 5. But for the past week, it's not been too bad. But well, when the last take wouldn't have been too bad, but like for Monday and Tuesday, I actually had to stay overtime because I say overtime, I sit there and do nothing for like 3 hours after 5 because my dad still has to get stuff done, and I just sit there and I can't help or anything because, well, one, I can't, there's nothing really for me to do, and 2, I'm dead. So I can't really do much when I'm dead, and I really like past 5. I might as well just not be there because I am ready to go home and watch YouTube videos for the rest of the day and not draw or anything because I've just wasted my time on YouTube, which is kind of just revokes the all the use of uninstalling the games because I just don't. It's not the problem. It's not the problem. The problem is me not even doing any of this. But before I start talking about that, is there anything else about work? I know I'm going off with forgetting what to talk about. But yeah. stuff that's happened at work, I guess, is yeah. I found that it is quite a big problem. There is quite a big problem that's arisen at work, and that is my strength. I'm like I don't know why. Like so often I'm sitting there going like, ah yeah. I'm like what do they call the buff guys? I'm like ripped. I'm like completely I'm absolutely strength and strong and stuff, and I can do very cool stuff. But it's just not the case. Like I arm wrestle, like I beat like three of my like I don't know like 40 kilogram friends in arm wrestles, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is it, this is me. But no, in reality, I can't do anything. I can't do crap at work, like with installations and stuff. With like I can carry stuff around, whatever, easy enough. You could just like drag it anyway. It's not really that big a deal. But as soon as it gets to me, like actually having to like hold stuff up for sorry, just choked on some water before I started this video. Well, started this take or this cut. But as soon as I have to like basically help with installation and stuff, like I can't use power drills and stuff. It's so heavy. I don't understand what like how I'm supposed to do anything, especially because I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Maybe it's like breaking some privacy or something. But yeah, my dad specializes in blinds, and blinds, as you know, comes from the ceiling. That's how they're made. They just drop down from the ceiling. They come down, and to do that, you need to like go up and stuff. You need to hold it up and like install it upwards. And I just can't do that. It's just not. It's impossible for me to accomplish such a feat, because yeah, you just really have to push up, and I'm not good with that because that uses all your arms strength. I can push down because, well, I just sit on it, you know. But yeah, I'm terribly weak. I'm a weakling, dude. I'm gonna start going into like, I'm gonna turn into like every YouTuber and start working out. I'm just kidding, but how come like work? I've noticed working out sort of like become a trend these days. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Maybe it's not. Maybe, well, it's obviously been a thing all the time. But that's a tangent. Yeah, that's a bit rubbish. I think it it's a bit more down to technique rather than strength, which gives me a little hope that I could just do anything anyway, because I could just like do it with technique rather than with my strength, because I have no strength. But yeah, that's a problem that I will hopefully solve by practicing some just waste stuff in the factory. And I'll be able to actually help out properly in that front. But another problem that I've noticed, well, not really I've noticed, because I've not really been able to notice it, is that I'm really careless. I don't know. Am I careless, or am I just like really like, what's it? What would you call this? All right, basically, it's come to my father's attention that mistakes were made, that in assembling the roller blinds and stuff. Well, basically, this is like actually this is pretty much the only problem I've had, but it's still a problem because, right, when I'm assembling the shutters, I put on some wrong stuff. Basically, the chain you use to pull it with, I put on like the wrong length for two of them. From two different orders. I put them on wrong. And the whole problem here is that the customers, they're like states away. They're like countries away. You have to like fly to their houses to like fix their stuff up. So basically, I've just wasted everyone's times. Hold on a second. This is left. So I've completely done this wrong. You fool. Yeah, the problem here is that I've wasted their time and fuel, and just completely made some stupid mistakes that, I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess they're preventable if I was more careful about it. But I don't know. I just, like, it's not even like I didn't know how to do something. It's just I did it wrong. I made a mistake. And that's like, at that point, like, I might as well have been like doing something wrong, so I might as well have been able to learn from it. I guess I could learn from this by being more careful, I guess, but like there's like mistakes that you just like destined to make, I guess. Not that I'm saying this wasn't avoidable. Like, I totally have just been more careful and checked it, but I just don't think of that, you know. I'm not sitting there going like, I'm doing this wrong, and I just have to recheck everything. I think that I just, oh yeah, right, let's put this on, put that on, and then it's all good. But no, I just completely ruined it, and then like it's so bad as well because like I don't even know how it happened. I swear, okay, right. This is my own theory, is that it's not even my fault, is that I probably something wrong with the like my theory is that I did nothing wrong. But honestly though, like if I were to do that wrong, like how come it's way too perfect for it to be like my fault, because if I was that careless, right, I would have done so much stuff wrong. I mean, it is a confusing bit of the assembly process, is knowing the right length of chain to put on, but like if I was really that careless, there would be like so much stuff wrong with it, and there's a bunch of things that I could have gotten wrong, but somehow throughout two orders, those are the only things I got wrong. And I don't know, like I'm kind of like pissed at just how unfortunate, I guess. I mean, there's unfortunate and there's carelessness, but it's just like this stuff is just not nice. I don't like it, and I can't fix it. I can't do anything. I can't go back in time to make sure it doesn't happen, so that they don't have to waste time with that. But then again, I was thinking last night. I was thinking, well, like I don't know, because well, I have been working for a week, I guess, and I've noticed that mistakes are very commonplace, and I'm not going to go like, oh well, everybody else is doing crap, so I guess I just nothing's wrong with me, you know. But I guess I don't know. It just seems a bit like, no, I'm not like I know adding to the mistakes pile is not helpful, but it's just strange how like I don't know, there always seems to be something wrong happening, and it's just maybe I'm not as careless as it's making me seem, you know. It just seems too commonplace to be like an accident thing. I don't know, like people aren't doing it on purpose, obviously, but yeah, there's just a lot of stuff happening, and I messed up, and I'm gonna try to correct it in the future, and not absolutely ruin stuff over and over again, and yeah, so that's my goal. That's my goal for the rest of the year. Not make any mistakes. Yes. That's really all there is on the work front. But right. This is why I have to script this stuff out, so I can so I don't start talking about this in the middle of talking about work and then having to go back and forth and then forgetting what I've talked about, and then yeah, this is the whole reason why the talk was so disjointed when I played Cruclops. I mean, Cruclops didn't help, but just the topics, just how they link together is really annoying. Yeah, the way I get to work is by car. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but I drive. Yes, I've been driving more again recently, even though I always drive recently because, well, I mean, during the holidays I worked as well, but yeah, now I'm actually sort of getting into it properly, dare I say. I don't know. Not really that much of a proper way to do it, but yeah, I've been driving bunches lately, bunches. And somehow I was able to like rack up like a whole 10 hours of driving just last week. And yeah, it's crazy because like I don't know, it's just like I'll actually be able to get to my goal of 120 hours because I'm a learners. I'm a learners. I'm on, well, I am a learner, and basically learners permits people need to get 120 hours. I'm pretty sure you guys know this. I don't know if it's like a Australia thing or something. Probably not, but yeah, my road to 120 hours was increased tenfold, actually, probably twofold mostly. But yeah, we're a quarter of the way there, just from like the past week, literally. Did like, well, up to now, I'm up to like 15 hours for the from since the past week, and yeah, it's been good. It's been good driving. hopefully that continues. And it's crazy because, right, at this rate, we will be able to accomplish our goal by our birthday, and that's when I could actually like apply for a probationary driver's permit. I could get a driver's permit, I think, a driver's license. I don't know if that's what you get when you're a probationary driver, but I could drive alone once I do that. But of course, not of course, but yeah, just personally, I'm not really that interested in getting it right on my birthday. It's not really that necessary. Oh, actually, no. It is quite necessary because I need to well, I've just had the revelation that I do need to drive myself to work at some point because I can't just have my dad's employee drive me every single day. That would be a bit awkward. Especially because, well, my dad's employee, most of my dad's employees do overtime, and they just like work for hours after 5, which I'm not happy to do, because I've got other things to do, right, like this stuff, and hopefully, yeah, once I get my license, I can drive home and yeah, do some art stuff before I go to sleep. And I think that's pretty sanitary. What is it? Sustainable. That's pretty good for my learning and my working. Yeah, no, I realize now that I do need to get it as soon as possible. But of course, I still do need to properly learn how to drive. I mean, like, I'm doing fine, right? I'm not like crashing into stuff on the road. Not that I ever did. But like, I still need to learn just everything I need to know about the road, and also like the proper ethics, not ethics, God, the proper etiquette of driving under test conditions, because like I see everybody else driving on the freeway and they're always going like 10 above this, not 10, like 5 above the speed limit, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that guy, like, oh right, you're gonna have to pass around me because I just can't go very fast. I mean, a lot of times that does happen like unintentionally anyway, because somehow, right? Well, my car's just kind of rubbish. It doesn't, like, as soon as it hits like a tiny hill, it just like goes down like 20 kilometers per hour, and I have to like step on it when it would be like I don't know, 150 kilometers per hour, and just to go 100 kilometers, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I am still, yeah, just yeah, well, I'm trying to conform to just normal driving when I probably should be practicing etiquette driving, well-mannered driving that'll pass me the test, not uh not not hinder people on the road. If that makes any sense, it doesn't. But yeah, so just like learning how to drive completely smoothly. I think I'm driving pretty smoothly right now, right? Well, I'm trying to anyway. I just sometimes I go a bit too smooth and like I stop like a kilometer before the red light or something, and it's just a bit awkward. But yeah, apart from that though, I'm still a bit rash. I'm a bit trash and rubbish because just yesterday on the way home, I just completely, well, just turning left, because you don't have to look when you turn. Well, you don't have to look. You don't have to wait. You have to like give way when you're turning left. And I just didn't look at oncoming. I didn't look at like people turning when I was turning left. And some guy was just like, he turned like 3 lanes, and then I don't know. Apparently we nearly crashed. I didn't see him though, like at all. I wasn't paying attention at all to the other side of the road. I was just looking like at where like cars would be like oncoming, so I didn't see them at all, and they just like came over. But they were like I don't know, they were like a crazy driver anyway, so they just did whatever and they just sped away. But not that it reflects on me very well anyway, because I just completely didn't see them, and probably nearly ended up crashing without even knowing it, because my dad saw them and he was like calling me out, and I was like, I had no clue what was going on, and that wasn't very good. So I just stuff like that I need to, I guess, remember. It's not that I didn't know not to look there. I guess forgot, because I don't know. Sometimes I just sometimes turning left just confuses me. I guess I don't know how it works, but it's just, yeah, not very nice when you aren't good at driving. But yeah, by 120 hours, I'll be a master. I'll be a complete driving master. So that'll be fantastic. Is there anything else I wanted to say about driving? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying it's crazy because like my friend who's been driving ever since his 16th, I think that's when you get your license, your learner's permit. He's been driving like just, I guess, casually, so it's not really that crazy. But like his birthday's in like a month or so, and he's only got, well, he's not only got, he's got like 110 hours. But the fact that I could totally just like grind driving, and I could get it before my birthday, which is in May, is pretty crazy that I could just do that. Not that because, well, the problem is when my dad's employee is driving me, I can't, he can't supervise me, and I don't really want to put him at risk. Not that I want to put my parents at risk. That's a bit, that's not exactly my goal or what I'm doing. But I don't know, it's just a bit weird with someone else, Although, like, saying that, I probably could. I just don't really want to do that. But yeah, that's really that. As soon as my dad goes back to Sydney, which is where he's normally, because he hates it here in Melbourne, apparently. I mean, I don't know. I've sort of gotten used to it, but I think Sydney's pretty nice, especially that's because it's where all the servers are. But yeah, when he's not here, I'll have to stop driving again, and maybe I'll just have to, like, I don't know, just do like daily drives with my mum or something, which won't be as good, but it'll get my hours up hopefully, and I'll like go find some other places to drive, so I don't drive like the same route every single time, and find some more experiences basically, because it's not really any good if you're just driving the same, like doing like a scheduled drive under the same conditions every single time, and it's just not very good. But yeah, nothing really you can do. Just until my dad's back, and we can maybe like drive some into some like proper different conditions, like, I don't know, into the mountains, or like just in the countries, I don't like, on the country roads, take me home, that sort of places. Actually, well, my mum normally goes, well, not normally, but sometimes goes around those places anyway, so I might try tag along, or just be the leader of one of those expeditions at some point. God, I'm making no sense right now, but yeah, that's really that. That's really all that's happening. It's all that's been happening recently. Well, that's all that I've jotted down, so I don't really know if there's anything else, because I've not bothered to think of it right now. But yeah, my love, my just obsession with camper vans is still occurring. It's still on the rise. Like I said in maybe the last video or the video before, I'm really into I'm like really set. My mindset is just camper vans right now. And yeah, I'm just non-stop thinking about ideas for how to make it, and what sort of vans, and just what I do. It's just, it's not even just like, it's, well, I mean, yeah, it is exotic. It is like, oh, what a lovely life. I realize that it's not all glitz and glamour. And I'm actually gonna have to do like some hard stuff for a camper van, but nonetheless, I am still incredibly excited. But that's also something that that I've noticed recently, just away from the just detour from the topic for a second, is that every single thing that I think about at the moment, I'm like sort of just thinking about it as if it was like going to happen, as if it was truly the future of my life. Like, I think about like animation stuff. I'm like, oh right, I'm gonna make this animation film, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for that to be made, instead of, oh, should I actually make it, or what sort of stuff is gonna have to go into this. I think of it like, oh great, that's just that's what I'm gonna do in the future, and so that's gonna happen. And I think about camper vans like that. I don't think of, oh well, maybe we should test it out first, or, I mean, I'm going to like give it a testing period, of course, but I'm just making an example. I think of it as if that is like the true path, as if that is the only thing that is ever gonna happen. Not like that. Like just yeah, as if that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Not as if it's just an idea of some sort, which I don't know. Should I think of it like that, or should I continue daydreaming about stuff like that? Who knows? I mean, it's probably a better idea to plan a bit better and not just completely daydream about this stuff all day. But yeah, I am still just like set that yeah, because where else am I gonna live? I don't really care for like like renting houses or just houses in general. Like it doesn't really suit me. I mean, the only thing that I've said this before, I'm pretty sure, is that I could get claustrophobic in a van instead of a house because I'm pretty happy in my room, right? It's not that big a space, but it's not like I'm not like immobile. I'm not like stuck here, But in a camper van, you can't really go anywhere if you have like a set bed, which is what I'm gonna get into. Yeah, basically, that's the sort of stuff that's happening. I've been thinking about stuff like it's going to happen, which honestly, it probably will. So keep on thinking like that. Yeah. My plans for the van. I love it. I'm already making plans. Already making the calls for what it's gonna be because it's just totally gonna happen. But yeah, I've thought right. Originally, I was going to get a large wheelbase van. But upon further consideration and talking from my dad, which he for some reason supports this idea. I'm not sure why. I think it was just from like a sort of video making perspective because he makes videos of it and he's sort of into that sort of stuff. He supports it and he's told me that yeah no like huge cars just doesn't really work, especially if you're like in places like Sydney where he normally is, because for some reason everywhere's like height limited and you can't go anywhere because your van's just too big. And so I thought, well, the only thing that I really need a big van for is more space and less claustrophobia. Because I know that just a large wheelbase van will definitely just like hold everything I need. Like I'm not gonna like fill up the entire super large wheelbase van with everything that I own. I just think that if I'm gonna sit in there for long periods of time, I don't want to feel like I'm like trapped. I don't want to feel like can't move, can't do anything. But yeah, I mean, a large wheelbase is probably enough, and also it's a bit more stealth. Because I really like the idea of stealth camping, alright? Because I know I'm not gonna be like just in like in the outback or in the forests or just in like some really uncivilized uncivilized some really like barren places, not barren, just like rural places all the time. I'm gonna have to like stay in like civilizations quite a lot anyway, because well, I mean, it's just a bit unavoidable. Because I mean, it's not unavoidable. It's just a bit less a bit less crazy. I mean, you could totally just stay out in the middle of nowhere for an extended amount of time, and just like visit towns and cities like once every like month or so. But I don't know. I feel like I'd I'd probably yeah, urban camp quite okay, quite regularly. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And so yeah, a stealth van is for me. And I thought yeah, I didn't want like a huge van, like one that I could stand up in, because it's a bit like sticky outy. You always see, like, I mean, it's quite common. It's not that common actually. It's like you see them, but like they always seem like some sort of like huge I guess like just really bulky company van. I don't know. It just seems like something like completely like, I don't know, expensive, I guess. I don't know. Just something that's like crazy like formal. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know again. But I just don't want something that big because it's way too obvious, I guess. Way too sticky. Way too what's it, popping out or out outstanding. Yeah, it's way too outstanding. God, my articulation isn't much better in this video, but yeah, just not looking for something like that, but more like basically I got my eyes set on a Toyota Hiace, because those are everywhere. You can't go like a kilometer without seeing like three of them. And so I could totally just like park them places and people won't think, oh, that's a camper van, and just completely intrude on my living space. And that would be because that would be a bit a rude. So yeah, thought that's the car that I'm gonna go for, or think that's the car I'm gonna go for, and a large wheelbase one at that, and it'll be enough to fit everything in. It'll just be a bit claustrophobic because, gosh, camper vans are small. They're actually just tiny. But if I can use the space right, if I can sort of cut down on storage and just make things fine, I won't be too claustrophobic. And that brings me to what I was going to say before. A bed in the camper van. I think I'm going to have a retractable one. I know people are always like, oh, all you want to do is lay down in bed, but the bed is my enemy, all right? My bed in my room right now, I mean, I love it to bits. I can't get enough of it. And that's the problem, because every single time I try to get something done, I go on it and instantly feel a temptation to want to become unconscious. And I don't want that in a van where I'm like trying to work. And then like it's always been one of my dreams to have an office, I guess. Just an office setting, like just somewhere I can go where it's like, right, this is your environment, this is your work environment, and you're gonna be very productive here. And I don't think that can happen if I just have a bed, like just always set up, just forever set up. What's the word? I can't even remember. Just I don't want a bed just always sitting there teasing me, going like, oh, you can sit on here, you can like feel sleepy and stuff. And so for that reason, I want a retractable bed, one that I could just stow away and lay out when I want to go to sleep. I do still want it to be comfortable, because sleeping is like, if I'm going to sleep, I'm going to sleep comfortably, But I just don't want it to be like a day, like a day thing. Well, it depends if I want to, because, once I move out, I might just like embrace my night cycle, my productivity during the night, and not do and just sleep during the day or something, because that would be cool. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's still probably a bit healthier to not be a night owl, as they call them. But yeah, what even led me here? What was my point? Yeah, just throughout the night, all day, I want to sleep very nicely, but I also want to get rid of the bed as soon as I get up, because I do not want to, I don't want it to distract me from my duties. So yeah, that is the plan. I mean, it's gonna have to be like some automatic redstone stuff, right? You just press a button and the bed comes out, so I don't have to like spend an hour trying to set something up, and I'm like wanting to go in it. I don't know. That's a weird way of saying it. But yeah, I reckon once the bed's away, I'll have plenty space to not feel claustrophobic, which is fantastic. I love that. Just anything to give me more room. So yeah, that's one of the ideas that I've had. Or I could just have like a tiny bed in the corner, and I just like I just have like a dog bed. Yeah, that'll be my resting quarters. I just curl up in the dog bed at night and sleep like that. Oh, that is a pitiful thought. Imagine if that's just how van life goes. But yeah, oh god, this is awful. What have I done? God, I need no. What I found with these animations is that line it first, just line everything, make sure everything is there, make sure everything is just like, yeah, there, before you try to get stuff consistent, because then you don't have to like switch stuff around when more things appear, and then it's just really annoying. God, I hate how I'm animating right now. I really need to just come up with a new system for me to follow, and it'll be so much easier. But yeah, another idea for the van. Well, basically, like this van's gonna be like my office space, my dream office, and I'm just gonna sit in there and be productive as heck. And yeah, it's a cool thought. But yeah, what was I gonna say about that? Yeah, the office is going to be it's basically just gonna be an office. The same thing has been said 5 times. Yeah, I just want basically a huge table, just right by a window, so all the sunlight can come in as I work, and completely obscure what is on my screen, so I can't see a thing. Yeah, how is that gonna work? Because like you can't, like I always struggle. Like right now, right, with just in my room, right, because I have a huge window just right next to my desk, right, where I do most of my stuff, or just when I do stuff on my bed, but I always find difficulty like in which way to turn, which way to like to work like with the light, because like sometimes it's against me, sometimes it's on my screen like shining and I can't see a thing sometimes, but when I turn around, like the light is on me and I reflect off my screen. It's just really confusing. Right now I'm facing away from my window, but the only reason is like my chair is so tall that it blocks the light coming through it. That is the only reason that I can do this. But yeah, so I don't really know how I'm supposed to like I guess position everything. It's a bit weird. So I'm gonna have to like figure that out, I guess, on the go. Oh, well, not on the go, because if I'm gonna put a desk next to the window, I might as well use it, you know. Yeah. It doesn't really make much sense to me how I'm supposed to do stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should like move away from doing stuff digitally, and just do stuff like on a piece of paper or something. Like maybe I should get into traditional art, and it'll be like a really cool like art supplies like section of my van, and that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get into traditional, because it's just really difficult without undo, as I demonstrate. But yeah, just that, and right, the thing is going to be, the thing of the van is going to be the keyboard, the piano. Well, I mean, no, it's not really. It's basically, I want to make a music fan, which is really stupid because I haven't even started getting into music theory and stuff. I mean, I have a bit, but like, well, that was ages ago. But I haven't done anything with it since, and so I'm sort of like second guessing my interest in. Oh, I'm really interested in music. I really can't wait to just get into doing sound design and making tunes, but I just don't know where to start. I have no place to start. I'm thinking of right now just getting Ableton, getting some plugins, and playing around with it just to get the feel, because I can't deal with GarageBand, man. It's so just, you can't do anything on it. I mean, you can construct the most basic stuff, but I want to start getting into like, okay, well, I mean, this is terrible because like, you know, I could totally just, oh, I mean, the thing is, if I really do want to get into music, like I'm gonna get Ableton at some point, like regardless. So I might as well just get it. It's so pointless to like put it off, thinking that, you know, what if you lose interest in it, because you just can't. It's not something I see myself going, oh well, let's not do this then. You know, music is something I really want to be passionate about, and I am sort of passionate about, but not yet because I have no clue how to do it. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna do that at some point, like soon, so I can start practicing like on proper stuff, and get myself a nice MIDI keyboard, and like, well, I'm saying MIDI reminds me of a mini keyboard, which I mean obviously would fit better on a van, but I really like the idea of having like a, what keys are there? Is there like 48 key keyboards or 83 key or something, like a huge keyboard just like sliding out from under my desk, like YouTubers, like when YouTubers show off their setups and there's just a keyboard for some reason, even though they're not a musician. I don't think they have that actually. But I want that, but in a van, and I want to set up huge speakers so I could just like, when I'm like in the middle of nowhere and I don't disturb anybody, I just like blast EDM, and it'll be like the most hype thing ever. That might be just a dream because I have no clue how well that stuff is gonna be practically, but it is a cool thought. It is a nice thought just producing music in like the biggest, in like the best space ever. And I'm gonna like deck it out with like what's it, those foam stuff, the YouTuber foam stuff, and just like quiet down the noise as much as possible. I think I don't know how well that works. I don't know if it's different on vehicles, but hopefully muted enough so that I can have a pretty good functioning music van. It'll be awesome. And having like a I just drive up to like a DJ set, and I don't know about DJing. DJing is like a different set of skills, I think. But and just driving up to somewhere and just blasting music for like a concert or something, that'd be cool. That'd be very nice. But I don't know how well that's gonna fit in with everything else. So yeah, but a plan for the moment. That's really anything on a van. Oh god, my phone's gonna run out of battery, and I am going to not have my notes, and I will not know what I'm talking about. Like I said, my dad somehow really advocates really just feels that it is cool. And so, and like it's kind of funny because like when I talk to him about this stuff, he's like disapproving of it, but like of the concept instead of like the whole of the plan instead of the concept. Like I'm talking to him about what kind of toilet I'm gonna get, and he's like, no, you're planning too far ahead. You don't need a toilet. not like oh, you don't do this van thing, it's stupid. I just think it's kind of funny. But he suggested to me that to sort of get it to get the sort of feel for it, which I definitely do need. If this doesn't go through, then if this doesn't go to plan, I guess, then like all this van daydreaming is all for nothing. But he's told me that I could test it out on just like a little just a Corolla I have at the moment, the Corolla I drive. And I mean, it's tiny, you have no space in it, but he says like if we do some stuff with it, we'll have enough space to do camping. And so I could totally just like set some stuff up in there and then like spend like a week or two out just in the Corolla and see how it feels, and see if I want to go through with this van stuff anyway. I mean, it's totally different in a van because you're actually in a room, not in a dumb little car. But I think it's still a good idea, especially for YouTube. I think I'm gonna like make a thing on YouTube for it, my Corolla conversion, and just try to make it like an actual like converted, like what kind of car is this, like just I don't know what it is. I don't know what's called, like it's not really a sedan, is it? It's like I don't know what it's called really. We'll just make like a tiny little car into a camper car, and do some stuff outside with it. But if that goes through well, then I'll get my van and I'll start to convert it and stuff. Ooh, exciting! Except I don't even know if it's gonna happen. So stop thinking about it like it's the future and start thinking realistically. All right, I'll go buy a house. I'll go work 5 to 7, 9 to 5, and then I don't know. I think I'm gonna like get a base of operations. Maybe I'll get a house, just like a little like I don't know, just a tiny patch of land for me to like call a house or something, just so I could like I don't know, stop there for supplies or whatever and store stuff. I don't know. I think that's probably a good idea anyway, 'cause Dad talked about stuff about property value and stuff, and I think it's a good idea to have a bit of property. I mean, I can't just chill in a van the whole time. I mean, as fun as that sounds, I do still want some sort of base of operations, like I said. So yeah, I don't know though. That's the whole reason why I'm working from now on. I figured out, and I don't know if I'm right to say this, because it's a bit it's like don't ask men what they make. But I'm happy to share it. I figured out that in about 3 years I'll get $100,000, and I don't know. It just to buy a property, that seems like nothing. I feel like I'm gonna get like a little a portaloo. I'm gonna get like a little patch of grass on the side of the road for it for $100,000, which is kind of like demotivating because like I don't want to have to work all this time and then not even be able to get anything good with it and not even be able to start my camper banning adventures. But I just don't think I just don't want to like drag it on for too long. I really want to get this stuff done like as soon as possible. Like I know there's like a stigma like, oh, age 30 you're gonna die. But like honestly I just want to get stuff done like at my prime. I don't want to have to like be doing like all sorts of stuff after I'm 30. Cause it's, I mean, it's physically not your prime, is it? I know you can still function when you're 30, but like it's just like not really. It's not really as fun, I guess, as your younger years. I don't know. I don't know if it's how it works or if I'm just making this stuff up, but it's my goal to get it done before then, and getting property. I don't know. It just feels like it might hinder that. So who knows? Maybe I'll just like smooch off my parents' houses or something. Which isn't that bad a plan, but I still wanna be a bit more self thing self thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's really all. That's really all that. That's all good with that. And also, I mean, yeah, I mean, $100,000 per 3 years. But that is assuming that I don't I don't open commissions and get some art stuff done. Because I hopefully will be. Hopefully I'll actually get some animation like efficient animation practice done and be able to take commissions at like, God, I see people taking animation commissions for like I don't know, $300 or so. That's absurd. Like how much is that minimum wage? What is minimum wage? I don't even know. That's like, what is that? That's like well I mean it depends on how long you work on the animation, I guess. I can't really for me that would be like, I don't know, like $3 per hour or something. So yeah, it's not incredibly helpful for me to set the price high at the moment, set the price to minimum wage at the moment, because I just can't do stuff. I just can't do anything. But hopefully once I do practice, once I get my good animation up, I will take commissions for lesser prices, and I can actually, what is going on in this Procreate? Please be normal for just 1 second of my usage of this application. But yeah, that will hopefully earn me some cash, and it'll be $150,000 in 3 years. I'm not getting $50,000 from taking commissions. That is just the wishful thinking. But yeah, I mean, speaking of art stuff, I'm hoping, well, I'm not hoping, I'm planning to actually start my new venture on a new website, because DeviantArt is well and truly 6 feet in the floor, and nobody's there anymore, and I can't really sit there and go like, oh, I'm doing fine here, because really nothing's happening. Everybody's saying they're leaving, and everybody who's sort of like I'm sort of I'm contacting, everyone who I'm sort of contacting like only uses DeviantArt as like a sort of like, I don't know, like just a sort of just to check stuff, not really to use it as like a proper website or application. And yeah, it's just not very good. And a new thing that well, it's not really new anymore, but just something that's sort of popular, where people are moving to, is Buzzly, and it's been around for quite a while. I mean, not quite a while. It's like, I mean, I don't know when it like released, but like people have been like flocking to it for quite a while now, and hopefully, it's fixed its little kinks, and I can use it without really feeling like I'm wasting time on the website. Because I mean, there was this other website, wasn't it? And it turned out that they had terrible legal teams or something, and nobody just cared about them anymore. And hopefully that doesn't happen to Buzzly, and I'm gonna move to Buzzly at some point. So I mean, there's not really I won't really lose anything. I won't really lose out by moving there. So, it's a complete win-win. Yeah, I might upload my finished raffle prizes onto there. Basically, what I'm doing right now. And then that could be a new beginning, and then people might see my stuff and go like, oh, an animator, and it's cool, I guess. I don't know. And then maybe I'll be able to take actual commissions on there and not be completely ghosted by everybody on DeviantArt, because it seems, I don't know what the state of the website is at this point. I mean, I can't really say because my experience on it is of a small unknown person, but on Buzzlate it seems a bit more communal, a bit more community like, and yeah, people hopefully be easier to communicate with than on DeviantArt, and that'll be good. So yeah, gonna do that at some point. But that is all there is. That is really all there is to yeah, just the stuff recently. I mean, yeah, this is like, I know this stuff like Music Week and stuff I talk about when I'm completely out of like topics. But this week, right? This week is a different outcome. This week is a different story. No video, no songs, not a single track for Music Week. I mean, no, I know I call like the good weeks of music weeks, but this week basically just there's no music at all. And it's just, I mean, I know at some point I just became like, I was like, okay, right, we're not getting any songs yet. There's about like two days of uploads left. I hope there's nothing left so I can say that it's like so I can say it's been no music week. But there really wasn't anything to marvel at this week in uploads, and yeah, I mean, it's I guess a bit disappointing, but also it's not really anything that there's not really anything that sort of let me down. I guess I sort of just expect it at this point. Yeah. I mean, I did used to like commence my music selection every 2 weeks, and so I got like more songs then. But saying that, now I do have more channels that I'm subscribed to, so there should in theory be more good songs. But then, yeah, no music this week, so I just have to use the music, listen to the music from last week. It is sad times, but you can't do nothing about that. So until you make your own music, I'm gonna get Ableton. I'm gonna get it like right after this video. Probably not, but I'll get it as soon as I feel like making some progress on music. Maybe when I get inspired by a super good track by someone, and I'll get into Ableton and stuff. I mean, this GarageBand is just so hard to navigate because things on there just doesn't seem to exist. Like, you literally have the most set things on there, and you can't even change like your instruments and stuff. Well, I mean, yeah, there's instruments, but the instruments are like really limited, and you just can't really do much. I guess. Sound designing. That's really the only thing I'm getting getting Ableton for, isn't it? Sound design. I mean, the thing is, I think it would be easier for me to start on like rhythm and dubstep and stuff, because that doesn't really require that much melody. Melody, I think, needs a bit of R&D, but for the rest, for like just tempo, not tempo, for what's it, for the what's the beat, what do you call the beat, for rhythms and stuff, yeah, I think I'm quite okay at it. And sound design, I think, just by listening to stuff, I've sort of found sort of what sounds cool, what works, and what is just a bit rubbish. So yeah, I think I'll try to get that done a bit first before I hop into the melody stuff. Even though I am a bit more interested in the melody stuff, I just can't really. It's a bit more difficult, and I don't really want to stall much further. So yeah, hopefully I'll get that done after a work day, after a hard day of working. I just suddenly want to make music, quite likely. But yeah, that'll be good. And no, I mean, there's more stuff. There's more yeah. I guess we keep talking, even though it's obviously been an hour by now. Um, yeah. Had a feel bad dream this morning. It was a bit. I mean, yeah. I have them. I have had them before, but I've only talked about feel good dreams on this channel. But naturally, there's also the other side, which is dreams that I just like have a just really deep sense of dread in. Like everybody I know, everybody I'm close to, just feels super far away, and I just don't think I just feel like, I don't know, I've lost things, and it doesn't feel good. And as soon as you wake up, you feel just a overpowering overpowering feeling of wanting to, like, I don't know, what's it, uh, wanting to just care for people close to you. I don't know. Just like you realize, when you wake up, you realize, oh my god, I'm taking these people for granted, and then you just have to go to them and, like, I don't know, be friendly with them or something, just like more than usual, because you just suddenly feel really really sad without them. I don't know. It's just when you wake up, the feelings, like, really, like, I guess, what would you call it? Like, melancholy, or just like thankful? I don't really know how you'd describe it, but you just really wanna, like, go up to your mum and go, like, I love you. And that's quite sweet, but also quite sad in the dream. But yeah, God, my dreams have been so just disjointed, just like my commentary in the past few days. So many just random whatever dreams just, like, appearing out of nowhere, and I just don't really. There's been a bunch of, like, school dreams, I guess, which is a bit weird because I thought I was done with that phase. But yeah, still a bunch of memories from school, evidently, and they're appearing in my sleep. Not very nice. But yeah, my theme of getting chased continues. Been chased by the police more. Oh yeah, that's every single time I drive. Like, every every sort of period of time where I'm driving, I always have dreams where I'm, like, terrible at driving. Every single time I'm, like, super panicked, like, oh no, I'm doing all this wrong. Oh no, I'm gonna crash into all the cars. And it's so weird. Like, you're just dreaming about how you're trash at driving, and it's just like, and it's really anxiety inducing, and you're thankful when you wake up, but it's a bit annoying. I mean, I haven't had one in well, I had one, like maybe 2 or 3 days ago, but they're not, like, that common, I guess. So it's fine, but it's still kind of scary when you're just driving, but you're, like, you're doing all the stuff wrong, but you can't, like, do anything about it. But yeah, that's my dreams. That's my dreams recently. I mean, there's been a bunch of dreams that I could have talked about that have sort of been interesting, but not really interesting enough for me to want to document them. So, boring dreams, whatever. But yeah, the last thing, which honestly, most videos is a topic on its own, so I don't know why I'm going off about it on here. But yeah, recently discovered that my epic world building is already done. It has already been done. Remember when I got all excited about, oh my god, when you reduce all the elements down to their bases, it's all just like the main elements, like, oh, fire, wind, earth, ice, no, not ice, water. And I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. That's like Avatar, but better. But apparently, right, I watched a video on Avatar, and yeah, they've already done that. They've already turned fire into electricity and water into ice. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, what a great idea I'm having. God, it's these people stealing your ideas in the past again. I can't with these ideas, but they don't have light, they don't have darkness, and they don't have the epic elements like time and stuff. But that's just gratuitous. This really, like, the stuff that I'm making up is like, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's like it's not the same as Avatar. Like it's not like it's not just like Avatar but with dragons, you know. It's got its own sort of flair to it, but it's just all these ideas, all of these things that link together. I mean, I guess it was sort of normal to think up. It wasn't really that hard to realize, but still, it hurts a bit. Hurts a bit when you plagiarize your idea and you don't even know. Oh, damn you, Avatar! If only there was less shows, less media about elements, then I could go crazy with it and no one would care. Oh, but whatever. Might expand on that later in the future, and make it a bit more to my person, well, a bit more personalized, like sea salts, which I'm still just like struggling to comprehend how she's made her elements so just incredibly personalized, and I just don't even know how I'm supposed to do such a thing without breaking such an integral part of my world building. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to share. I hate Avatar, but it seems like a good show. So I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it though because I never watch anything, except for YouTube, of course. So yeah, that's truly all for the past few days, and my iPad's about to die anyway. So yeah, that's all it is. And so goodbye.